G'day cobbers, I'm here at Dal Lake. Dal Lake is the main lake that you'll end up coming to if you're coming to Srinagar, the capital of Kashmir. So this is probably the most famous part of Kashmir besides the mountains that are up behind here. But this is where everyone comes to be on a houseboat. I'm not staying on a houseboat because houseboats are bloody expensive here, and as a lone traveller sitting on a houseboat, I've been told it will be a pretty boring experience. It's more of a place you come with your partner, your wife or something like that. So I'm going to go for a little wander around Kashmir, but I just wandered down from my hotel. One of the first things I sort of noticed, a lot of military all around here. I don't know if you can see them, and they're walking around in big groups with metal detectors. I'm guessing looking for, I don't know, bombs, stuff like that. They'll have sniffer dogs. Who wants a fun little history lesson by Jake? I heard you say yes. Let's have history time. So this part of the world, where India for a long time, a couple of hundred years, was part of British rule with the East India Trading Company. Now that India comprised of Pakistan, current day Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. After World War II, well, I guess India for various reasons, but they saw probably an opportunity with the weakened Britain after the war. So 1947 went for separation from British rule. New borders were drawn up to the three then companies, well, countries. They weren't three separate companies. It became Pakistan, India and East Pakistan, as we learned when we were in Bangladesh. And in 71, Bangladesh had its independence war from Pakistan and became Bangladesh. The borders were kind of drawn through areas without really a great deal of consideration of the cultural, religious areas. And Kashmir was one of those where they just pretty much drew a line straight through the middle of it. So in Pakistan, we're close to the Pakistan border, there is a Kashmir on the other side, which is the Pakistan Kashmir. We're on the India Kashmir. Now, well, when was it? Probably back into the early 1900s. About 20% of Kashmir, the India side, was Hindu, and the other 80% was Muslim. This is just walking around here, it's a very Muslim area, a lot of mosques and things like that. After the independence of 47, started to be, and I'm not a historian, but there seemed to be a bit of ethnic cleansing going on. The Muslim population putting posters on people's doors that were Hindu, say if you're Hindu, you better leave or we're going to kill you and your family and everyone. So there was kind of like this get the hell out mentality to the Hindi population, which wasn't going to be tolerated by the Indian government because India is predominantly Hindi. So that's when there was a few riots, a few demonstrations, and the Indian government, the army, cracked down pretty hard on demonstrations, and they didn't muck around. There was no warning shots over people's heads. It was just if you were demonstrating against Hindi or independence, you were getting shot. And they've had a lot of that going on here in Kashmir, which is probably gets a lot of the news, especially in the early 90s. A lot of demonstrations, a lot of people dying in those demonstrations, just getting shot by the Indian army. So it's multiple faceted, they shouldn't have drawn a line straight through the centre of Kashmir, an area that the predominant population here, speaking to a few, the few people that I've spoken to here, they all identify with Pakistan. They all want to be Pakistan. They don't want to be India. They don't see themselves as part of India, Indian culture. They want the line redrawn so that all of Kashmir is in part of Pakistan, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So you've got a population here that's quite unsettled and unhappy with their situation. Borders were drawn straight through, and families and friends and everything were divided straight from that. Nobody on this side will ever go to the other side of Kashmir, where a lot of their friends and families are. So that's kind of what's going on here. The latest outbreak of disturbance, demonstration and shooting. I think there was about 90 people shot dead in the demonstration. That was as recently as 2016. So things can flare up here pretty quickly. Demonstrations one day, like speaking to people here, they'll just, one day it's fine and peaceful as it is today. Tomorrow there may be an on-the-spot demonstration, and things can go they can go from zero to hero in a very quick amount of time. So I don't know what the solution is for that, but yeah, speaking to people here, when India plays Pakistan, for instance, in the cricket, they all go for Pakistan here. They don't support India. They don't identify with India. And so, that's just going to go on and on. India is not going to release Kashmir, their portion of Kashmir, to Pakistan. That border is not going to be redrawn. And so the conflict and the demonstration will carry on forever and ever, one would think. As part of the issues, I guess, with colonisation and decolonisation, borders are drawn through. Very little is put to the people on, or thought or consideration put to what the religious, cultural issues are. I'm guessing India wanted Lake Dal to be in India. No, we're not giving that up. So it's a bit of a sad state of affairs. And unfortunately, Kashmir, the romantic notion of Kashmir pre-47, pre-separation, I feel in my time here is gone. They've had demonstration after demonstration, a lot of unrest, and most recently the pandemic. Obviously 2 years of no tourism, and it's showing. I'm walking around and I'm just seeing a worn down, worn out city. There's a lot of tourism boards, and like this here, I followed a sign, to come here to the beautiful park island. Well, this is it. This was probably once, I don't know, a restaurant or a tea house. Seems abandoned now. I'm seeing efforts by the government. There's a lot of local people, trying to clean up the lake and clean the streets, but I'm just seeing a lot of neglect. Just has that kind of feeling that and speaking to another fella, he was saying the government is kind of just, they don't really inject a lot into this part of India. So the life of the people here is pretty hard. And I guess as an Indian government, you got two choices. Like the people here don't want to be part of India, but they are, and they want to, I guess, have like their lives improved. But as a government, well, maybe they want to improve their lives here, but they're kind of like a little bit of screw you. You guys demonstrate all the time against us. Why would we invest in your infrastructure or invest in? Why wouldn't you invest in tourism? Like, this is going to be this is your main thing. Just look at it. Like, we're in peak right now, peak tourist season. Well, they don't own a whippersnipper. Like, it has that feeling of sort of post-communist countries like Kyrgyzstan or something like that. You go in there and it's like all of a sudden nobody's taking care of the place. So it's hard for a place to live up as well to its reputation, and Kashmir probably has two reputations. In the people like around here, the tourism, trying to market it. It's paradise on earth, unparalleled. If you start to try to market yourself as that, you better live up to that, because you're setting a benchmark that, well, is a very tough benchmark to meet. Alright, let's carry on, see if we can find the beautiful side of Srinagar. There's a lot of barbed wire everywhere. This here is a post office, but you would think it's a military compound, like all around it, barbed wire. There's military all the way around there with machine guns. There's barbed wire everywhere. That's probably more people's thoughts on Kashmir is as a I don't know, as a war zone. It's a place of unrest. Look at that. This is supposed to be the beautiful walking, you know, there's beautiful lights and things. They would have had grand plans of rose gardens and crystal clear water running through these creeks and things. It's military outposts, barbed wire, gardens left to go to ruin. So that's a bit of a shame. But there's these beautiful old trees planted by the British back in the day. You got a lot of oak and stuff like that. It has potential. Maybe one day it'll meet that potential, but anyway. So you can see you know, a lot of these houseboats, all of them aren't actually on the main lake. These are sort of channels and things like that leading to Dal Lake. But this particular one here, I was having a look at to book to stay at night, and I mean, I'm just, God, I want to really try to show the best side of Srinagar. Clearly they've been impacted pretty badly by COVID, you know, like that one there had good ratings, and I'm wondering whether they've just upped its tie down point and put it down this channel. And I mean, look at these, like, these used to be ones that were rented out, and I guess for 2 years they haven't had any international tourism staying at any of them, and so they've just kind of been turned back into houses, but they still have advertisement on them to stay. And the one back there, I sort of half went through the process of booking. But if you were back in Australia and you wanted to book a houseboat, imagine if all of a sudden they took you here. I mean, the romantic notion of staying on a houseboat on Lake Dal is... Anyway, these just look like a residency now, but they still have this one. Here's the Happy Lodge. This one here is still definitely operating as a tourist boat to book in, stay with your loved one. Same with this one here. Like, they really are. I'm not trying to showcase the best of a place or the worst of a place. I'm just trying to sort of show a place and whatever it is. And I'm just like, look at this. Over in this like central, looks like a little island. You got this little waterway here, and it runs around the other side. Here, this looks like it used to be a fantastic water feature. Yeah, it's just gone to ruins. And maybe once upon a time it would have been nice to like chill here on the little back veranda with a chai, with the water fountains, but you're taking your chances, I guess, booking. Well, look at this one. You're really taking your chances booking if you end up with this one. Let's have a little look. Abandoned ship, abandoned ship. See if we can find some nice houseboats. I am in a sort of a side, I'm just on a walking path actually, like it's just a side tributary of the Dal Lake, and maybe they just moved all the real rundown ones out here. Saw the sign to this Heritage Culture Park. Let's have a little look. There's some houseboats. Oh, Jesus. This is like that bridge from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Some dude with the black turban's going to cut the ropes back there, and we'll be swinging off the edge of a cliff. Or just swimming in this. Okay. Yeah, look, not even going to bother with that. It's back over the Temple of Doom bridge. So this one here is even worse. But this little girl was like, I don't know, motioning for me to come across this way. She might be luring me to my death. Okay, she was right. Normally in the horror movies, I would suggest not following the little girl that leads you into the... No, it's not an abandoned parlour. There's people here. Thank you very much. You led me the right way. Okay. Goodbye, non-creepy little girl. Not from a horror movie. Bye. Okay, let's go check out this water fountain. Oh, it's swimming pool, public pool. It's getting pretty hot here. I'm down in the lowlands again. Not completely. We're still kind of in the Himalaya, but only down at about 1600 meters, and the days are getting up to 30 degrees again now. And look, we got some Roman pillars. There you go. Here it is. Great water fountain of wherever the hell we are. Maybe they'll turn it on next year. We got an amphitheatre for like stage performances, puppetry of the penis in the park. I'm sure that's what goes on. Alrighty, we've been led to safety. Let's go over this bridge. Hello, how are you? Hey. Hey, hello. Oh, she's there in the little thing, like selling tickets to go into like the park. Gosh. I should be paying people to go across there. Across this. I wonder how many houseboats sit at the bottom of this. There's another one that's half sunk. So this is, I'm walking along the main boulevard. This is probably, well, the main river, one of the main river systems that leads into Dal Lake. And well, you can start to see all the more functional houseboats, where the other ones were sort of up there that were falling apart and sinking and whatnot. So if you were booking a houseboat, if you didn't get on Google Maps or have a look at where it was, more than likely you're going to end up on this sort of canal, because this goes for hundreds of meters by the looks of it. It goes right the way up, way. So this would be your luxury lake estate, and they'll punch you over on these little boats and take you to your houseboat, where you'll spend 3 times as much as anywhere else around here for a night's accommodation. But at least you get to say you stayed on a houseboat, I guess. The key here, and I'm putting it down to the fact that this used to be a very touristed place by Westerners, and they haven't seen really any here for a couple of years because of COVID, and you're going to get harassed a lot. It's probably more so here than or probably on par with Delhi actually. If you stop moving, they're onto you. and you'll have 5 people vying for take you on a taxi ride, take you on a tour, get you on a boat. Try just to sit down in the shade and enjoy an ice cream and just look at it. Forget about it. You are not going to enjoy a moment's peace. I don't know what the key is. I'm pretty patient when it comes to tourism and people trying to make a dollar. But it just gets to a point where your patience just like, can you just leave me alone? Can I just sit and have my mango ice cream in the shade and enjoy looking at the mountains around here? They haven't had tourism for a while, so I guess everyone's trying to like scratch together a bit of money. But they're really hey, look, they're jumping in the water. They're really making the place unpleasant to be at. I'm not feeling the vibe, man. I'm not feeling it. Yeah. I guess here's a bit of a sign of how much Australian tourism maybe they used to get here. Stretch of houseboats along here. I've been walking along here for a couple of 100 meters. Oh, it's a pleasant, quiet place to be, isn't it? But right here, you probably can't read it. There's the New Sydney, the New Australia. Here's the New Melbourne. And yeah, so there's got all these, there's a few others down here. Yeah, all these Australian named places where they used to, I guess, have Aussie tourists. That's where you'd stay. It's kind of a mashup between New Zealand and Australia. They're like, bloody hell, mate, how you going? Hey, cuz. Oh, big fucking. You know what happened? I stopped, and it is insane. It is insane. Stop for a moment to talk about something. I saw this guy in my peripheral running. They run at you to like come and like, oh, come and do it. Like, it's not just you're walking past them. They'll chase you down. You need to stay a moving target here. Stay a moving target. The moment you stop, you're done for. That's it. They're after you. And you got to get on that move quickly. Dear God.
We have nice car.
I'm being trailed. They're on me. Can you see them? Yes. They're on the hunt. Here we go. We're at a major little. There's a dotted all along this boulevard here. There we go. Here's the man. Peace, brother. Okay. So they'll try to take you out on the little boats. And yeah, they're just never ending. I wonder what the stats are on how many houseboats there are here. It's insane, like, because there's all on the frontage, but there was like another river that came around, and then this ducks in here. This looks like it's maybe a bit of an island, and it just keeps on going. We're not even at the lake yet. That's it's insane. I see a cool castle up on the hill over there. What's that about? I wonder if I got harassed if I went up there. Maybe that's where I can find a little place of peace and quiet in this paradise of Kashmir. The military. Oh, better not point my camera there.
You go 1 hour, better for you. I will take Kunal. So listen to me. I will take Kunal.
Yeah, just here.
Now after you will go there. We charge account the government rate. You go this way in the Kunal side. I will tell you floating garden, a lotus, and some Karkhan. I will tell you, my account to government rate, 800 rupees per hour.
Hey, you said you were taking me just there.
Sure.
So we go
Sure,
just there.
sure.
Okay. No mucking about. Okay. I'm on a boat. And it's only about, well, 20 meters from there to there.
You know, this
Yeah.
time is good looking in the side.
Yeah, okay.
This is fruit, huh?
Sorry?
This is good.
Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay, this is great. Yeah. Alrighty, we're nearly there. Hello. Yeah, it's great. Here we go. I don't know quite why I'm going here. I saw a little restaurant, so
Okay.
yeah. He tried. He's like, okay, he tried to charge me a stupid amount, more than a night's accommodation, to take me 15 meters across the water. I was like, no, I'm just going there. okay, I'll just take you there. Next thing he's like, okay, we'll come back here later, we'll go for an hour. No, that's not what's happening, bro. You told me one thing, that's what's going on. So anyway, you don't want to be forceful and you don't want to become off as a rude tourist, but like, come on, man. Anyway, we're on a little island type thing, and I saw a restaurant over here, so let's go check it out. This is pleasant enough. G'day, I'm here at the Mogul Gardens of Srinagar, Kashmir. So these gardens are a pretty nice little area. There's 12 terraces. Well, I'm pretty much on the top terrace, I think. This one is, well, the least tended to. It's just kind of yeah, some nice beautiful big trees and the mountains behind. But after here it goes down to these, yeah, all these cascading waterfalls, fountains. Well, the kids are playing in here, goes through, and it just runs down and down and down. 12 different waterfalls and fountain areas. It's hello. It's probably the nicest part of Srinagar, if I'm honest. I've not really yeah, got into the rest of it. But here it's relatively peaceful. I mean, there's a lot of people here, especially down at the lower terraces. Pretty full on packed down there. I've come up to the top to kind of escape crowds a bit. But I got my buddies. So I'm just happy to not really be harassed any longer. Find a little quiet spot. You could sit down under a tree up here, you got the sound of falling water, that's nice, and just read a book with very little disturbance, but not complete. You couldn't completely relax here, but I don't know if you can anywhere in India. That's my been my experience of whatever 5 or 6 weeks here in India. But anyway, it's a nice enough little corner of the world. So even in the gardens here, something you've noticed, well, I've noticed everywhere around Srinagar, every park, nearly every street corner will have a military presence, and I guess they're just pretty wary of anything kicking off at any time soon. But you'd think this would be one of the less likely places for that to happen, but I don't know, maybe I guess because there's so many tourists here that it might be a target. Maybe I'm really wrong. But there's military all around this place here. Like, I've seen them further up here or taking selfies of each other and whatnot. But yeah, no corner of Srinagar is safe. Or wait, safe from, I was going to say safe from military personnel. Maybe every corner of Srinagar is safe because of the military personnel. Probably a better way of looking at it. It does give the feeling, gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, for me an ill-at-ease feeling with so much military around the place, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a tourist. Along with the rest of the million tourists. Well, the sun is setting over another day in Kashmir, and I got myself some corn on the cob, roasted, and I'm sitting here with young master. He's chewing on an ice cream. Yeah, man.